Jersey Dexter cow had her first calf on Easter Sunday. This is little Lila. She is just at 2 weeks old in this video, and I'm going to take you along for our current milking routine today. So it has been such a joy having a sweet little calf on our homestead, watching her interact with our cow Sunshine. Sunshine has been the most wonderful mama cow to her calf. I'm going to take you along for what our first couple of weeks milking has looked like. I'm going to go ahead and say that what you see in this video currently is no longer working when I'm putting this video together. So we're trying to adapt some things, change some things up, change up our milking environment, change up feeding ratios for milking time, but this is how the first couple weeks went for milking with our cow Sunshine and her little sweet calf Lila. So it's a little before 6 o'clock. I'm going to bring y'all along this morning for our milking process with our cow Sunshine. So this is still very new to us. We've only been milking right under 2 weeks. It's been going well, but I'm just going to bring y'all along in that process. So we're first going to get a bucket of warm soapy water to wash her down. Now I'm in our garage. We don't have hot water in our barn, so it's not a long walk, so I just carry this bucket out there. So dry. And someone woke up to come milk with me. I usually wake up this early to milk so I can milk before the kids wake up. And if they do wake up, my husband is in the house with them if they wake up and he can hear them. But he's actually out hunting this morning, so she's just gonna come with me. Hopefully this goes well. I'll put her in the stroller. She's only milked with me 2 times out in the barn, so hopefully this goes well. We're gonna get Sunshine washed up and start milking. Can you hold this for me? Can you hold this for me? So she's still laying down, probably just waking up, chewing her cud. And I'm gonna harness her with a lead rope, bring her out into the hallway, and this is where we'll do the milking. Good morning, Sunshine. Ready to get up? Are you ready to get up? Come on. Or are you still tired? Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Alright, so we had every intention of building a milking stanchion before we started milking, and we had it started. We had the plans for it pretty much in our heads. We were working on building it. Well, she had her calf a little sooner than we originally expected, and then our plan was to build it that week that the calf came. The calf was born on Easter Sunday. Well, we didn't actually see the birth of the calf, so we was a little scared of if she was properly nursing. So I got a little frantic and wanted to milk out some colostrum, because if you didn't know, calves need that colostrum within the first hours of birth, or they're likely to thrive goes down. So I was really nervous. I wanted us to milk out some colostrum and bottle feed the calf. Well, all that being said, that did not go well. But we milked her in the stall that morning, just by hand, standing in the stall, she did beautifully. So I have just continued milking her this same way for as long as it works. If we eventually need a stanchion or a head gate or something, we will switch to that. But for now, she's just done so well just tying her up to a post and milking her that way. So hopefully that goes well today. She'll get a little fidgety at the end, which y'all will probably see, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the calf and we'll get to milking. Wash her up and get to milking. So I'm bringing out the calf to let her nurse for a couple of minutes. They're separated in the night. I'll let the calf nurse. Let her nurse for a couple of minutes before I wash Sunshine off, get her ready to milk, because it does help with the letdown. Since the calf is so new, cows can be very stingy with their milk. We are calf sharing, which I'll explain in a minute. So Lila, our Easter calf, is nursing right now. Then I'll tie her back. She's been pretty good about tying back thus far, not fighting me too much. She's actually led with the halter really well as well. So we have her on a lead rope. Just a minute, I'll pull her off, get Sunshine cleaned up, and start milking. And just bring her down with some fly spray, homemade fly spray, just to keep her from wiggling so much in the milking process. Kicking that tail, she doesn't really like her fly spray. And then we'll get started. Come here. Come here, Sunshine. Come here. Come on. First, I'll brush her to get any hay off, so possibly doesn't fall in the milk bucket. Kind of just a routine that she has now. We brush, we wash, we milk. So just wash the top of the udder, each teat. This helps also the warm water with her letdown. Calf already nursed a little, so that also helps with the letdown. For a while, she was not letting us have any milk unless the calf nursed first. So some cows are very stingy with their milk and their letdown if they have a calf, especially a new calf. And we've noticed Sunshine has been that way. So it's been a learning curve for us, but we are getting there. So then I'll squirt a little milk from each teat. That is just to make sure everything looks clean and clear. And we'll get ready to milk. Okay, so I just have a old bucket that I put the milk bucket on, just so it's a little taller. And we get started. We usually start one-handed just to make sure she's not gonna kick the bucket or get really fidgety. Once I know she's in a good, comfortable groove, I'll start milking two-handed. Although I'm still very reserved with milking two-handed, just watching that bucket, making sure she's not dumping it. And then at times she'll start to move towards the calf, trying to let the calf milk nurse. So I kind of have to consistently watch that. That's where a milking stanchion would come in helpful, because she couldn't move side to side. So yeah, I just alternate teats, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. I'm constantly watching her movements. If her weight is shifted to one leg or the other, trying to be aware of that, because that's when those possible kicks can come in to kick the bucket. Good girl. Now let's talk about calf sharing. So calf sharing is where literally we are sharing the milk with the calf. We are not bottle feeding the calf, we're not formula feeding the calf. We are milking what we need and then letting the calf clean out and take care of the rest. This just makes for easier milking for us, time-wise, as well as a healthier mama and a healthier calf. Because if you aren't calf sharing, she's starting to wiggle. There's flies all out here. Because when you aren't calf sharing, as I was saying, you've got to get every drop of milk out of your cow or that can lead to mastitis, things like that. But when we are calf sharing, I get what we need for what she'll give me. She's kind of stingy with her milk, honestly, with her calf still on her. And then the calf will take care of the rest throughout the day. So I'm only milking 1 time a day, which I absolutely love. There are many people that milk twice a day, and I originally thought we would milk twice a day, but then when I started reading more about calf sharing and milking, what is it? I started just thinking, really for our schedule and our lifestyle with little kids right now, milking once a day is going to be so much better for us personally. So that's what we're doing now. So the calf was separated for about 10 hours last night, and then milk, and then the calf will clean her up. She'll be with her the rest of the day on the pasture, and then she'll come in at night. I'll let her nurse in the stall for about an hour while we finish up chores out here, dinner chores, farm chores, kids' bath. Then my husband will come out here right before bed and separate the calf for the night. They've done really well with that. I felt really bad at first about separating the calf from the mama. But it was actually a really, really easy process. There was no fussing, fighting about it, and it's been working really well. So a little bit about our raw milk story. I actually did not grow up drinking milk at all. I just didn't like it. Okay. See, she just moved over so the calf could nurse. She's notorious about this. I've been having to put some sort of barrier between them lately so that she can't keep leaning to the calf. So I'll give the calf a minute, wash the udders again, and we'll try to pick back up. But as I was saying, our raw milk journey, our first child had some feeding issues. We supplemented with a little bit of commercial formula. That was actually deteriorating his health even worse. So I found the recipe for raw milk formula, and I had never even heard of people drinking raw milk straight from the cow. Did a lot of research on it, talked about it with my husband, and our son's health needed something. So that's what we ended up going with. The calf's gonna get all my milk while I'm talking to y'all, but it'll be okay. So that's where we first started finding about raw milk, finding a source for raw milk. Now this was 4 years ago, so we're just now getting our own cow. We've had Sunshine about 1.5 years. We got her at a calf's age, and this is where we're at in our raw milk journey. So we now love raw milk. We think it's absolutely amazing for our health. We saw our son's health drastically change within a couple of days to a week. We started putting him on the raw milk formula, and that's just kind of our raw milk story. So let me resituate her and try to put a barrier between her and the calf. And she's gotten really bad about this lately. She's realized if she can lean that way to the calf, that the calf can nurse, and it's not really best for our milk production. The teats are so slimy after they eat, but calf sharing has been working wonderfully. For the first few milkings, I was literally sharing the teat with the calf at the udder. That was not fun. I would try to block 2 teats. The calf would be eating off 2 teats. She was faster at milking than me, so she would empty her 2 teats and be ready for my 2. She was knocking the mama cow. It was just too much. So then we had to figure out a plan to pull the calf during milking and get her to sit back while I milked. Yeah, that calf sucked out a lot in just that minute or 2. So our milk is gonna be a little lower today, but this is all just a learning process for everybody. Me, Sunshine, the calf. But what I was saying about cows is they're intelligent enough to hold back their milk, or especially hold back their cream, when I have a calf on them. So we have not been getting very much cream at all, like a 1/2 inch line of cream at the top of our milk, because the cream is at the end of the milking process. So I find that at the end she gets very fidgety. I think because she's holding back her cream for the calf. She is about to poop. Let's hop up for that. So I watched her body change, knew she was about to poop. I'm gonna stop milking for a second. So back to the cream. Cream is at the very end of the milking session, so you've got to really extract out the teat very fully to get cream. At the end of the milking, she gets very fidgety, like she's wanting me to move along and let me save the cream for her calf. So needless to say, we have not made butter yet. We have not made any cream products just yet. We're just happy to have the milk right now, the little bit she gives us. My daughter's getting fidgety, the cow's getting fidgety. We're gonna call this a milking session. All right, we're gonna call this today because Eliza is very fidgety. The cow is being a little more fidgety than usual. So I will just take the milk in, get it strained, pour it up, get in the refrigerator, because you want to get milk refrigerated as fast as possible or we'll start to get a kind of a cowy smell. So I'll leave them here for about 5 to 10 minutes while I take this in. Then we'll come back out and take them to the pasture for the day, where the calf will have full access to the milk all day. So that's the beauty of calf sharing. If I didn't even want to milk this morning, I could have just, gosh, the calf is loud. I could have just let the calf stay with her all night and I could have actually skipped a milking. So that's the beauty of calf sharing. Hello, you did good. All right, let's go get our milk put up. Can you carry the wash bucket? Put it right there. Good girl. Since we're not getting a ton of milk yet, I just strain directly into our jars, our 1/2 gallon jars. Eventually, if we ever get more than a 1/2 gallon, close to a gallon, I will strain it into a different type of dish first, probably. Right now this works. I just have a fine mesh strainer that fits in my jar and a dish rag, an old dish rag. This is just to make sure any grass, hay, hair, flies that could have fallen into the milk bucket is not in our milk that we're drinking. Yeah, we're gonna be a little low today from me chatting and not milking as quickly and then letting the calf get on a little extra today. I don't even know if we're gonna have a quart. So this has been a learning curve and learning to get enough milk. We typically get about a 1/2 gallon a day, right under or right at a 1/2 gallon. Today is gonna be a little short because of the reasons we already talked about. We're gonna have a little more than a quart. But at this point, I'm really proud of any milk I can get from her after this being like a learning curve, her being very difficult with her letdown, etc., etc. All right, so this will go into the fridge. I'll put it into the back of the fridge because you want to chill it, like I said, as fast as possible so you avoid that cow smell. Our fridge light is going out, so ignore the strobe light effect. Okay, Okay, I'm headed back out to the barn to take Sunshine and Lila out to their pasture. Like I said, any milk we can get, I'm grateful for now, because the first couple of milking sessions, she would not let down at all for me without the calf sucking. So like literally her teats went like limp. You couldn't even squeeze them. She just was holding back the milk completely. So that's when we were having to let the calf co-nurse while I milked. So we've gotten off of that a lot. So any milk we get, I'm just grateful for. I know it'll get better. So we're like at 2 weeks since she's had the calf. So any milk we get, I'm grateful for at this point. And let's get them out to the pasture, and that'll be it. And that is the end of our milking routine. She and Lila will be out on this electric fencing pasture. We rotationally graze every few days to a week. So that is where they will be the rest of the day. Lila will have access to nurse, to clean up her udders, make sure she's empty, and then I will milk again in the morning. So we are going through a learning process. This has been a huge learning curve for me. I did not grow up doing any of this. This is completely just watching videos, practicing, learning, working with the cow, learning what works best with the calf as far as calf sharing, and hopefully we'll be getting more milk soon within the next month or so, when we can figure out the whole calf sharing situation a little better. So thank y'all for joining me on this morning's milking routine, and I will see y'all in a future video.